All right, welcome to third episode of RZN Presents. We got a special guest today, like always. We got the exuberant, the exciting. I can't think of any more adjectives. We got Shannon Shae on the show today.
What's up, y'all?
Round of applause.
I don't want your love, I don't want your loving. Gave you all I had, then you fucked it up and went back to your old ways, but you said you didn't mean it. You didn't mean it. I don't want your love, I don't want your love.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Honestly, figuring out the LA journey, just taking it day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you drinking on over there?
I'm drinking a hazelnut oat milk shaken espresso
Okay.
from Starbucks.
That's too
Very
many
good.
syllables for me to have as a drink.
Tastes really good though.
No, I bet. No, I have appreciation for like coffee and stuff like that, like
Mhm.
especially smells, but like I can't drink it. I don't know why. It's just not.
Fair.
I like sweet drinks too much, I think, instead.
Yeah.
But
no, I
then when
got
you have like coffee that tastes sweet, it's always like they did a lot to make that shit taste sweet.
Yup. Like sometimes I do way too much, and I'm just gotta
Yeah, no.
pass.
Yeah, no, that was a casual drink. Like,
Yeah,
I've heard like things with like that whole like it looks like a receipt at CVS.
Damn.
No, but what have you been up to since you've been out in LA? What have you been working on?
So the first 3 months, so August to November, up until Thanksgiving, I was working at a recording studio, interning there.
What studio?
One-on-one recording.
One-on-one?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So
What's the vibe there like?
it's really nice. I love the inside. It's all vintage and antiques, and
Okay.
it's just gorgeous. Every single room is like a different vibe, so you can always find inspiration everywhere
Okay,
you
no,
go.
that's super cool. Is
yeah,
it
it's cool.
how many rooms?
Studio wise, it's 4,
Okay.
but they're currently building out 2 of them. So
Okay,
yeah.
cool. And is it you said there's a bunch of different vibes. Is it like you said there's a bunch of antique stuff everywhere too. So do they still do a lot of modern recordings, or is it like
Yes.
the modern artists and stuff like that? Okay,
Yes.
cool. And is it like new coming artists, or is it pretty solidified artists and stuff like that as well?
Kind of a little bit of both,
Yeah.
I would say. We had a fair share of like very solidified artists, and the owners are also very well like in the industry already.
Yeah.
So they have a bunch of those connections, but then they're also bringing in some newer upcoming artists to help record their songs and maybe give them like a little spark, like, oh, I recorded my first album
Yeah.
at this place, like
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Is it a label situation, or are they just kind of picking up and helping like artists like
Just picking up, yeah.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. And so you were at the studio. Was it mainly like intern stuff you were doing, or like were you actually like setting up sessions as well? Like
Yes.
you setting up sessions as
Yeah,
well? Okay,
almost
cool.
right away, honestly.
Yeah?
It was like I would set up a vocal session, just the mics and the stands, and just make sure everything's running to the right place. And then other than that, I didn't get to be hands-on on a session.
Yeah.
However, we did have like a few days where we'd meet up, just all the interns, and then we'll go over like how to make a what's it called?
Patch?
No. On like the template. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, just like how to
yeah.
make different templates, like, oh,
For if you got this
you
kind of
have,
session going on.
yeah, exactly. and
Okay.
so it was really cool,
No, that's
just
super cool.
learning. Yeah.
And is it like as much as because I know especially when I was in the studio, as kind of like doing the same stuff that you were doing, like you would have situations where like you set up the session, then it's obviously get out the room and stay out the room, just
Mhm.
like wait until the session's over. But you mentioned also that you get the experience of hanging out with the engineers and stuff like that. So is it a pretty
Yes.
close knit like group over there?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And
I love that. That's awesome.
It's a very small environment too, and it was just like me, 2 other interns, and then the main engineer, the assistant engineer, and the owner, and that was it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's one thing I really did like about my studio, especially because like it's right in Hollywood, so you
Mhm.
expect it to be grandiose and big like that, and it has like big artists there and stuff like that. But then it's very similar where it's like 4 engineers
Yeah.
and like an owner, and like it's like as big as you guys are, it really is like a small family, and
Exactly.
it's really cool.
Exactly.
No, and do you still go there?
I don't.
No.
No.
Do you still like talk to anybody from there?
I'm still able to.
Yeah, but just haven't got around
Um,
doing other
yeah,
stuff.
exactly. I kind of my thought process going through it was like every time I was in the studio, I was wanting to be the artist. So I
Mhm.
was just I feel like at this moment in time, like I love the fact that I know how to engineer and then I can do it for myself, I can do it for others.
Yeah.
But at this point in my life, I want to
Be the
work on
artist.
my creative
Yeah.
and my like just what I want to do. So, and I made it out to LA, and that was been a big dream of mine for so long. So now I'm just trying to live it the way I always imagined I would.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so being like, was that a little like, did it make you a little sad being in the studio and like wanting to be the artist? Or like, were
Kind
you
of.
just kind of like, this is cool, but it's not what I want to do?
Uh,
If that makes sense.
yeah, it kind of made me a little sad.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I love being in the environment. I love being
Mhm.
surrounded by music and just being so close to like other artists and other engineers
Yeah,
and all of
absolutely.
that, just gaining all of this knowledge. But it's for me, it was more I don't know.
You want
Yeah, I
you
wanna
want to be the
do
one that's like
exactly.
creating. No, absolutely, and
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. That's
Mhm.
like a big reason I like have a tough time sitting in a studio, is because not like I want to jump in and be like this, like I
Mhm.
like, but I have such an active brain, and like I'm like always like let's go. Like there would be times I'd be at the studio and everyone would be like, Reason, like chill out, like there's nothing to do, like just sit
Mhm.
down and chill out, and it's like I'm at the studio, like let's do something, there's a room
No,
open, let's go, like
exactly.
I'm like very, and so like
Exactly.
I totally get that as well. um and you say that like moving out to LA was a big dream of you, was a dream of
Yes.
yours, but that's funny too because you're also from like another giant city where like
Yeah.
a lot of other people have their dreams of moving to and becoming like
Yes.
their big I'm gonna take on the world type dreams and whatnot. I don't know if
Definitely.
you could see as well. I was rocking the
Yes, I do see the New
the New
York
York
City.
in fashion, that you're from New York. What part
Mhm.
of New York are you from?
So I'm actually from Long Island, which
Okay.
is about like 45 to an hour
Mhm.
out from the city, like main city. Um, but it was really cool just being able to go take a train into the city whenever I wanted, or go 20 minutes, drive to a beach, go watch
Yeah,
the
without
sunset.
being like right in the
Like,
center of New York.
exactly.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
awesome. How long were you out there? Like, did you grow up? Oh,
Yes.
you said Long Island, right? Did
Yes.
you grow up in Long Island since you were born?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Until 17, and then I went to college at Arizona State um when I was 17, like right
Yeah,
before
yeah,
I
yeah.
turned 18, and then just took it from there. I don't know. It was really strange cuz I told my parents I'll go to college, but I very much think I'm going to drop out
Yeah.
before the end of the 4 years. And
Like you already told your parents that?
yeah,
That's
like
great.
before I even went to college.
Like you're like, I'll go, but just so you know, this is
Like,
don't
I
expect
don't think.
don't expect the graduation.
Nah.
That's great.
But yeah, like I was studying acting, and obviously I met so many incredible people and like so many of my best friends there, but I just felt so held back going to school,
Yeah.
and I wanted to break that. I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
want like
yeah,
so it seems that like you're ready to create. Like
yes,
yes,
very
absolutely.
much so.
And is it just music you're creating right now? Because you said you went to school for what was it, 1 semester of acting?
I actually went for 2 years.
Oh, two. Oh, it's 2
Yeah,
years. Okay, sorry.
yeah, no, you're
You
good.
said one class of the thing earlier. Um, So 2 years. And was it the same thing like Tahir was talking about, where it's like a lot of just like scripts and like learning how like the fundamentals and stuff like that.
Yes.
You guys get to do like I guess small projects here and there,
Yeah.
whatnot. But like, is that like was acting your forefront before music, or was it kind of hand in hand?
Okay. So, yes, acting was the forefront
Okay.
at that time. And then dancing was actually right behind that.
Yeah, I seen you recently took a dance class too.
Yes,
How
I
was
did.
that?
It was so great.
Yeah?
I've been wanting to dance out here in LA for so long. Like I grew up watching YouTube videos of all like the famous studios, and now I'm in
The
this,
studios?
Like it's
No.
like crazy to even think about, but that's always been a passion of mine. And music, I always held back as a career choice, just because it was so much of a coping mechanism for me, just to like sing and get my feelings
It was
out
where you
and
would
all
have been
that.
after
Yeah.
everything. Like you liked doing other stuff, but music you always came back to.
Exactly. And like
Okay.
it was the most consistent thing my entire life. Like I pretty much have been singing my entire life. Like I
Yeah.
don't even know when I technically started, but like pretty much my whole life. And then I don't know, I kind of just fell in love with all the intricacies through dance, that I wanted to start making my own music and getting more in touch with people that make music too, so I can start learning and
Do
building
you
from
like
that.
choreographing too?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. Did you were you on the TikTok trends of dancing, choreographing those?
I was not.
No, okay. I was gonna ask you how you feel about the maybe soon departure, but I think someone will buy it out.
Yeah, I honestly think someone will buy it, but if it does go away, I'll take it as a good thing, so I'm not attached to my phone 24/7.
No, absolutely. I switched up I went from consuming like technology, or not technology, but like media and stuff like that, and now like I'm doing just producing, but I'm still just on the computer screen.
Exactly.
Feels good, but also being on a computer screen all day is just it makes you feel like a zombie. At least it makes me feel like a zombie.
Fair.
Besides studio, how has LA been? Or actually, wait, no, before we jump there,
Yes.
we were talking about school.
Yeah.
We're talking about how like the 2 years were and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. They went really good the first year and a half, and I was enjoying it, but also I was like, I want to do more. I want to learn more, because they were starting you from ground zero, because there are people coming in that haven't acted before.
Were you doing acting in New York before?
Yeah. So
Okay,
it
well,
was just like kind of school stuff, like, and then one little small theater company outside of school, but nothing too serious.
Okay.
It was just something that I really liked to do and enjoyed. And I wanted the film aspect of it, because the stage is cool and all, but I'd rather be dancing and singing on the stage than acting. For acting, I was definitely more drawn to being on camera for some reason. I don't know.
No, I get that. I see what you're saying. It was less about like having like a film. It was more about the whole interaction of just stage music, dancing, and the performance. I guess you like the
Exactly.
performance more than you like the actual capture. Is that kind of how it is, or do you also?
Kinda. I mean, I enjoy both.
Do you edit and stuff like that as well, or do you just kind of like you said
For
perform?
fun. I mostly just perform.
Yeah.
I've edited in the past, and I can do it. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I don't know.
Yeah, no. And so you obviously you do music, and it's just singing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, well, obviously
Yes.
singing, dancing, all that other stuff,
Yeah.
but you're not playing the keyboard or
wish.
breaking out some mean
I
guitar
wish.
solos on us.
I could not.
But as far as singing goes, you said you've been singing your whole life.
Yes.
Did that start with any like? Does your family sing? Is it just music around the house? Like, how did that start?
So my mom is a singer as well,
Okay.
and so was her dad. my grandpa was part of a band called the Fireflies in like the 1950s, 1960s.
Okay. Is it kind of like doo-wop kind of like?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
It's such a vibe.
do they have like stuff out?
On YouTube, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have to show me
I'll
some of that.
definitely
Yeah,
put
actually,
you
I'll play a snippet on here.
Yes. And then, so he did all of that, and then he'd always like come over to the house when we were little kids, like bring his guitar, play for us, and whatnot. And then my mom was also a singer. She had told me that she did musical theater in school as well, and then she started a little band with her brother, and they would perform at their friends' weddings and all of
That's
that.
cool.
Yeah, and
Like
then
like when they were little, or like as you were growing up.
growing up.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, cool.
I think
yeah,
it was
yeah.
probably before I was born. Probably like the little.
Oh, just right before.
yeah.
Okay, I thought. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then also before I was born, or yeah, before they had kids, like my family. My mom worked at Elektra.
Why does that sound familiar?
It's under, I want to say, Atlantic Records. It's like a little tiny side
Okay.
little company. But that was really cool to find out that she was just working in
Yeah,
like
part
a
of that
label,
world.
and I was like, why didn't you stay doing
Yeah,
that?
yeah. No, just
Come on.
random parent lore drop where there's like, I remember my mom told me one time like, and my mom listens to like Adele and like Maroon 5, and then one time she was like, oh yeah, I was at a concert and it was I think it was like Run DMC or something like where you're just like, excuse me, like run that, what did you just say? Like
Hold on.
no, it's one of those random parent lore drops. So yeah, so that's cool. She was working at a label.
Yes.
And so like, but most of her singing stuff was kind of just personal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. And like, was she like very like vocal around the house singing and stuff like that? Or like, do you just kind of would catch it every once in a while? So you're like, I know you can sing.
I'd catch it, and then definitely when I was younger, she'd like sing in the car with me, and she loves Whitney Houston, Amy Winehouse, so she'd play a bunch of that. But then I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to hear you sing. I want to sing to my songs. So
yeah, what were those songs that you first started singing to?
I'll say one of my first favorite like girl artists. This is really random, but it was Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
And her song "Hurt" was probably my favorite song for like a good year or two.
Okay.
And then I obviously loved Justin Bieber and just followed him like throughout his career.
Yeah, as you grew up and stuff like that, yeah.
And then from there, just kept broadening what I listened to. What I listened to. Whoa, sorry. And I'm very into the R&B, like dark R&B, any R&B, to be honest. Like Chris Brown is probably my favorite.
Told you. I told you. I was like trying to remember. I was like, I remember she told us some artists she likes, and then I was like, I feel like, and Chris Brown was the first name I said. So I'm glad I remembered something. So yeah, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's honestly.
No, he's a hell of a
like,
performer.
Exactly.
Like especially
he's
with
one
like
of my biggest like inspirations.
yeah, especially with everything you were saying, dancing, just the performance wise, like that's very much like Chris Brown like energy. I mean, not energy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And then working on my own music as well. I like listening to his songs to hear how he like plays with his voice, because it's not always just set out. It's just like he goes crazy, and I'm like, I want to do that with my stuff. So like, how can I hear this and then try to make something similar but like my own?
No, absolutely.
So
no, and that's like something that like you see how he got from like once you get to a level of being so good at doing the fundamentals, then it's like then you can mess around and do all that crazy shit that he does with his voice, and especially with like when you get to like especially someone like Beyonce too, where it's like when you figure out not only how to sing but also how to stack like that is so like, different. It's a whole tier. Different so Chris Brown. What are some other of the inspirations if you got any more?
Okay. SZA's a big one.
SZA, she said that one.
Yeah. Also like Kaylani for another girl
Kaylani,
put
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, she had
Yeah.
a cool last album. It was pretty cool. After Hours too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that
yeah.
was pretty cool tape. I liked it. It was really smooth. I listened to it on a plane ride.
Nice. And then other R&B singers, I feel like they're all so toxic. But it's okay.
Is it who I think it is? Is it Tory Lanez?
Yes.
I knew it. I called that shit too. Oh god, that's too funny. I was like, cause I looked at it, I was like, it sounds wrong, but I was like, I think it is Tory Lanez, cause no, I like something
Yeah.
we both like agreed on, like as much as we don't agree with everything Tory Lanez
No, I know.
has done. God
But
damn, does he
also-
make some good music?
Exactly. And like the way he switches genres like almost all the time, I'm like, this next project, like, not that he's releasing one, but like
Yeah.
the next project, like, oh, is he gonna go rap or is he gonna go like 80s or is he gonna go
No,
R&B?
one thing
like,
that I like really like kind of like woke me up a little about Tory Lanez is when he went he was like battle rapping Joyner Lucas. I don't know if you remember that or no, but
Yes.
like it was like this moment cuz I was like, not only is he holding his weight in a rap battle, he's going against like a rapper, like
Yeah,
someone
no.
who like is like, it's not like he was going against like Lil Tecca, like it was like he was going after someone who he lives and breathes for this shit, and he was
Exactly.
still putting up his money. So that's when
That's
I was like,
fair.
okay, Tory Lanez, you're more than just someone that can just like sing a cool hook or a melody. Like he is very good
Definitely.
at what he does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, so inspirations, that's cool.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Oh, singing around the house.
Yeah,
I don't
singing
know.
around the house.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
okay.
Yeah, we kept jumping around. My bad.
No, you're good. This is how like most of my conversations go with
Yeah.
anyone I talk to. It's just
No, it's all cool.
off
It'll
the
make
walls.
makes for some good snippets.
Off the walls. That's another good reference. Okay, Michael Jackson was also super
Off the
big.
walls of fucking yeah.
In
banger.
my family loves him. I also do.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Do you like all Michael, or do you prefer early Michael or later Michael? No,
That's
I have
that's
a
a
really
good
hot
question.
take on both of these. Like I like early Michael for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely my thing.
For sure.
But out of all the Jacksons, I actually prefer, if I'm just listening to on a normal day, Janet.
Yeah, honestly, I get you. She goes off.
Yeah,
I
no.
love her
I've gotten a
music,
lot
too.
of weird like looks for that one, because obviously like Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson, but like on just a regular ass day, like I like Michael Jackson's a
Yeah.
lot to just like listen
Sometimes,
to.
yeah. Sometimes, yeah, it can be a lot.
No, but do you have a preference, younger Michael or older Michael?
I'm gonna say both. I
Both,
don't
yeah, just
know.
all time
Yeah.
Michael. Yeah, no, it's yeah, you're not wrong in any
Yeah.
choice you take. But yeah, so mainly, so you like showmen
Yes.
or show women as well.
Yeah.
But people who like, it's not just like, oh, I go sing in the booth and stuff like that, but it's like it's more, it's a whole culture of movement and just like expression, I guess is the best word.
Exactly.
Like what is your best ways of like tapping into that, especially with like being around a house with like people who are musically inclined like that? Does it come naturally where you just sit down, you're singing before you even think about it, or are you like going into a process of like doing it, if that makes sense?
Honestly, depends on the day.
Yeah. No, yeah. So yeah, like is there's days that like you make it an initiative to write, and then
Yeah.
there's days where like you hear something in the background and you're like, okay, like
Exactly,
the
yeah.
like words start coming out before you're even
Yes.
thinking about them.
Yeah. And then I love those moments though, because you could be doing something so random, and then either you say something to someone or like you write something down, and it just sparks a whole entire song around it, and
No,
you're
absolutely.
like, whoa, I have to write that thought down.
Yeah, a single phrase alone
yeah.
can like make you go in so many directions. And I'd like, that's like one of the most like things I'm trying to work at and like find, is because like when you find like a certain phrase or a tagline that's just like you can resolve everything around
Yeah,
it, and it's
no,
such a cool
exactly.
feeling.
Exactly.
Are you working on any stuff right now, like as
I
we
am.
speak?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Also, I'm not sure if I'm a bad friend for never asking before, but you don't. Or I think I have asked, but you don't have any music out, right?
Not yet.
No. Okay.
No.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought because I was like looking at Instagram. And I was like, I don't know. Like it. Like yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you don't have anything out yet.
I don't.
But I did see you at the night at the Ox, night on the Ox, right?
Yes.
Green Tea Studios, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So how was that like? What's the host name again? I've never met him.
Barry.
Barry? Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, so the really cool fucking like program that they run. So shout out to Barry and Green Tea
Yes,
Studio
very-
because
Very
that's
much shout
super
out to
cool.
Barry.
Yeah.
He is one of the best people I've met out here so far, and he gives incredible advice as well. That community in general that he's created is so incredible for upcoming artists because you go into a safe space, you get to play a song for someone that's already developed in the industry, who's like an A&R.
Yeah, what is
whatever.
the dude's name that sits there too?
It's a different person every time.
Oh, it's a different person. Okay, yeah, okay.
So he'll like, I know he got someone from Warner Chapel to come in,
Okay.
to listen one time, and then he like just works on getting new people each time.
Because you've been to a couple, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and
Been to a
what they do them once a month, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Do you remember
Yeah.
what day? Is it a specific day they do it?
Usually a Tuesday.
Okay.
This month they're doing actually tomorrow.
Oh,
Sunday.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going?
I am.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Playing a new song. I try to play a new song each time I go. While also still trying to think about what I'm gonna release first.
No, absolutely. And that's a really
when.
cool place to
Yeah.
figure that out because not only are you making yourself uncomfortable by showing a bunch of people your stuff and like
Exactly.
getting that out of the way first, but you're like a place where you can get feedback that's not just random like YouTube comments or something like that. It's
Exactly.
people who are also self-conscious about their artwork and
Exactly.
they're gonna put themselves in the same situation, so you can trust that a little bit more.
Exactly. And
So,
it's
yeah.
like also another reason you can trust it more is like they're not your close friends. Like you can obviously
That might be even truer than what I said actually. Yes.
like you can definitely make very close friendships through the people you meet there. Like I've already made one of my like close friends that I have out here at the moment through that. But like they're people that barely know you and are going to be honest with your music, and
No,
they're
that's
not
good.
going to be like kiss up to you and
Yeah.
just be like, oh, this is so good. Meanwhile, in the back of your mind is like, I don't know.
Well, even like it's tough because like especially like as an artist, I like I'll ask Aaliyah all the time. I'll be like, hey, is this good? And before I even ask the question, as soon as I ask it, I'm like, she's already gonna say yeah. Like even if but even as an artist, like you'll hear your friend's stuff and you will honestly like you'll be like critical of it as you would like looking at your own art, but also like you instinctually like want to give your friend good advice, even if like you're
Definitely.
telling him like telling them how to like change their art or whatever. Like
I'm always like, oh, it's up to you though.
yeah. You're like no, but like
don't
it's
know.
you don't ever want to hurt your friend's feeling. That's good. But yeah, no, it's nice getting
Yeah.
people you don't know, but also people that you can link up with and like they're cool. Like you guys can be friends.
Exactly.
No, that's super dope. So you release or not release, but you show off a new song like every time you go there.
Yes.
So are we expecting a project or are we expecting just kind of singles to start coming out? Or are you still figuring it out?
I do think I'm going to start with singles, but I also have a thought for a project in my head. But just to get the ball rolling, I want to drop a couple singles.
Do you think they'll
kinda-
eventually make it on the thing that you're planning or that you're
Possibly.
thinking about, or you just kind of just want to release something to get the ball rolling, like you said?
Possibly both or not.
Yeah, no, I totally get
But,
that. Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like maybe the first single I drop or like the third single I drop will make it, but the second won't, or like something
Yeah,
along those lines. But
especially like
kinda.
I don't know how you are for are you an album person, or are you just kind of like just playlists or both?
Yeah.
Cause like I know when I'm like trying to put together music and stuff like that, like order and like just sonics and everything are really
Yes.
big for me. As much as like if there's a project like not even for my own music, do you know John Mayer's Continuum? There's a song on there that I forgot what song it is. It's an amazing song. Like by itself, it stands up so strong, but it just throws off the album, and it's such a perfect album. Like it, like and like so like I totally get that when you get to a point where it's like one song where you're just like, as much as you love it, you're like, it's not for this project, and that's totally
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah. Another thing with me is that I've honestly tried a bunch of different sounds, mostly in like the R&B realm.
Mhm.
I've tried other genres as well, but um if I do ever release an album, which I will, I don't know why I said
If are you
Um,
gonna this project coming out? Do you think is gonna be straight album, or like? Because I
I
know
don't
I
think
always
so.
do like I always like mixtape. I don't want to make an
Yeah.
album until like I know it's an album.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'll probably start with like a little EP at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah, I feel like
beforehand,
it's
too.
weird to hear R&B mixtape, so I feel like EP is probably the
Yeah,
better wording.
no, exactly.
Did you hear
Um,
Summer Walker's new mixtape? You're like, what? Like, what?
I mean, I'd listen.
Yeah, no, I would tune in, but I would be like, what did you say? No, that's awesome. Are you looking for like a certain track number, or are you just kind of just
No.
whatever feels nice?
Whatever feels good, yeah. And then for the album, I'd definitely want a minimum of 10 songs, maybe a little more.
No, 10's a
Honestly,
good
just
number.
depends.
Yeah. I think Hour is like a phenomenal like place to be for an album. I think almost all classic albums fall underneath or if not underneath, fall like within an hour
Yeah.
or less. And you say you're in North Hollywood now.
Yes.
Did you have to deal with any of the fires going on recently?
Thankfully, I did not.
Yeah. I know they had the quick scare over by the Hollywood sign. Were you near
They
that at
did.
all?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
could actually see all the fire, like all the smokes, smokes, all
No
the
smoke. Yeah.
all the smoke, over the mountain range, from my balcony. It's a really good distance away, so I knew
Yeah.
I was kind of in the clear, but I was
chilling, but yeah,
I was also like keeping an eye out.
no, it's scary. I
Yeah,
seen the smoke
I
billow
was-
out.
Yeah, and then I know an artist who I actually met at an Ox night. Like he lost his home, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I would be terrified. I don't
Not even know what
like
to do. Absolutely.
I don't know, but
No.
it was scary just to see like the black cloud. And then there was one night they put it out like very quickly after, but I could see like the top of the flames start to come up
back up,
above, like,
yeah.
and I was like, no.
Yeah, no, that shit's scary. Yeah,
Don't
no,
do
we
that.
stayed. Where did we stay at? Hunting. Yeah, we stayed down at Huntington Beach for a couple of days. We were probably safe, but it was like not. Yeah, it was scary. And we was like we weren't even super close to any fires. We just had a bunch of fires around us. Like we were literally like surrounded by every single fire like
No,
that was
exactly.
happening, and like
Exactly.
shit is scary.
Yeah.
But glad your house and everything, your apartment is doing good.
Yes.
And that you're alive as well in here.
Yes. Yeah.
Besides that, like besides the night at the Ox and stuff like that, and like dance class, is that been the one dance class, or are you doing multiple? Because you said you were in studios.
Yeah. So I grew up dancing for like 14 years.
Like classes and everything, or like just
Yeah,
like okay,
and
cool.
like competitively.
Okay.
For 7 of them. I absolutely love dance. It's one of my biggest passions, and like you can literally just get so much out of you, like just by moving your body. And sadly, I like right before COVID hit, I stopped dancing at my studio, and just because the environment
Was that in New York still?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So the environment, it was playing very badly on my mental health. So I was like, I need to step away.
Was
even
that
though-
the people that were around in the? Okay, cool.
And then I started taking classes in New York City, like just taking the train, hopping,
Mm-hmm.
and going over to the classes there, and I loved doing that. It was so much like such a different vibe. The people in the city are like very welcoming to newcomers, but they're doing their whole thing, like
Yeah.
whatever. But
Is it I don't like is it pretty common in like the dance world, I guess, like to get like people are like kind of mean spirited and stuff like that?
kind of, it's just
Yeah.
like a lot.
Is it just you think
Of-
competitiveness?
It's a lot of competitiveness, jealousy, like just, and you're also taught to compare yourself to like other dancers and like, oh, this has to be this way and this
Mhm.
has to be like that, and like I don't know, it's just a
It's
lot
a space
of
where you kind of do have to be judged to get
Yeah.
better a little
Yeah.
bit. Which is
Um,
judgment is good in some forms, but then when it's all
Yeah.
you got, then it can be very toxic, like you said. Like you said, where
Mhm.
it's like it's not even like, oh, I'm having a bad day. It's like, oh, my mental health is not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
check in with yourself for sure. But glad you found something a
yes.
little bit better like is this in New York City?
So that was like
Okay.
right in Times Square.
Okay, bet.
It's called Broadway. No, not that one. That's a different one. Brick House Dance
Brick House,
Studio.
okay.
They're really cool. Like they have different teams as well, and they very competitive, but they're also very community based
Yeah.
as well.
And that's what you
Yeah.
want for any creative artistic
Yes.
team. Like you
Yeah.
don't want people who are friendly. Like
Yeah.
they're just friendly. I mean, because that no one's gonna get anywhere if
Mhm.
everyone's just friendly. So you definitely want a bit of both, where it's like you want to know someone's gonna catch you when you fall, but
Mhm.
also is gonna tell you to get up when you need to get up.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
absolutely.
exactly. Yeah. And then COVID hit and then everything shut down. So then I got pulled away from dance, moved out to Arizona. There
And that's when you
weren't
started film school.
yes.
And is it called film school? Is that where like what was it
Pretty
just
much,
like because it was ASU?
yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I was in the theater acting program, so it's like its own little major,
Mhm.
but it ties directly to
I was gonna
film,
say,
and
I
it
feel like
also
ASU
ties
has a
to
lot of different
yeah.
curriculums
They
and
do.
programs.
Yeah. But yeah, like once everything shut down and then I was in Arizona, there weren't many dance studios that had 18 and over classes. So it was really hard to find and also just fit into my schedule.
Mhm.
I was kind of just pulled away from it. I did one class in Arizona. I finally found one, and then just a bunch of other things just kept going on in my life. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll try to go when I can, but if it doesn't end up happening, it's okay. And then when I came out here, one of my biggest goals for myself was to get back into
into
dancing.
dancing.
Yeah. So that was my first class I just took in LA like a few weeks ago. But now I'm starting to like get back into it, and I'm definitely gonna go a lot more. So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then like, are you gonna be plotting to do videos and stuff like that with your new music you're
want to.
kind of releasing?
Yes.
Yeah,
I really
awesome.
want to.
Yeah. Do you know any videographers out here yet?
To
No?
hear.
To hear,
Like,
that's
that's
right.
the-
That bro. Have you seen To Hear? Like,
Yeah.
I trust that man. No, that should be really cool. So we talked about some music inspirations. We talked about your acting. How do you like the culture of LA compared to New York? Because I know you're Long Island, so you would come to the city and stuff like that. But like, is it wrong to assume that Long Island and New York kind of like behavior is similar?
Similar, but like also different.
Yeah, different intricacies for
Yeah,
sure, but
yeah.
like it's definitely like you could recognize if someone's from the East Coast over if someone's
Yes.
from the West Coast. So there's gonna be
Yeah.
some similarities, but
It's also really crazy because, like, since I've been out here, a bunch of the people that I am meeting, they're from the East Coast, but I feel like there's just like some sort of connection that you feel even before talking to someone that you like know, like they're from
they're
there.
from New York. Yeah. No, it's just it's a certain stench you can't wipe off.
Mhm.
No, no. It's actually hilarious. I always get asked if I'm from New York.
Really?
I have no idea why.
Huh.
Well, I guess I have some idea. Sometimes like I'll wear like New York stuff. Like I have worn this hat and I wear like a Wu-Tang beanie and stuff like that.
True.
But like when I moved from Arizona, like 3 times, like I asked if I was from New York because I would be like, yeah, I just moved out here. And like, oh, where are you from, New York? And I was like, no, I'm from Washington, dog. Like I'm from the exact opposite coast. But no, yeah, I don't know why I get that. But no, it's funny.
Guess
Maybe it's because
just
I'm a loud person.
Yeah, just the way you like carry yourself. Probably like the fit too kind of helps too.
Yeah, no, I think it's usually the fit, which
Yeah.
I don't know why I dress like I'm from New York. It makes no sense.
Hey, there's nothing
So
wrong with it. We have really
no,
good
New York
style.
does has really. I like. There's a lot of people that shit on New York style, and I don't get it because
Mm-mm.
New York style is like I love West Coast and stuff like that. But New York style has always been a forefront for sure,
Definitely.
especially with like because I feel like New York has a really good way of like taking sophisticated trends and breaking them down to like a streetwear level or like just like a like making fashion fun. I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I feel
Exactly.
like because like everyone loves like seeing fancy suits and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
like I love like seeing like a crazy outfit that like centers a sports jersey or something like that. Like I love shit
Definitely.
like that.
No, exactly. It's also cool because you can just walk down one block and see like
Oh, a million
10
outfits.
different like styles, and you're like, wow.
Mhm.
This
No,
is
a lot
great.
of I forgot what to call them, but people that like design clothes and stuff like that. Like a lot of really good ones will just sit on like major New York City streets and just look for things that are out of like place where you're just like that's weird. I kind of like that, like
Exactly.
because like it's just people can throw together such crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So dancing, you're getting that's definitely one of your goals this year.
Yes.
Music, do you have any other kind of like major goals for yourself or your art or anything like that coming up this year?
So definitely working a lot on my music. Definitely want to meet other artists and start collaborating more out here.
What mic do you use, by the way? Random question.
I honestly still use the Warm
147
47 Junior.
The thing's strong. I was just using that thing today. It's strong.
It
It's
sounds
sturdy.
so nice on my vocals too, in my opinion, because it doesn't. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the mic, but it's another mic at my friend's studio, and we recorded like 2 songs on it. And when I hear it back compared to the ones I recorded on the
Warm.
Junior, I was like, everything just sounds flat. Like
Yeah.
not note wise, but just everything is just like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
No,
dull.
get
I don't
you,
know. So the Warm is definitely a lot brighter on my voice, and yeah, it definitely picks up a lot more of my inflections and whatnot. So
No, I also real quick just because we're talking about your singing.
yeah.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but you're the first voice when I was recording and I put it into Melodyne.
Mhm.
That shit was on a fucking line. That shit was so crazy for me to see because I've always seen like it bounce up and down and you gotta fix it and stuff like that. And I remember there was so many notes where it went straight across and I was like, how the fuck did like it was almost like it was but like it
Yeah.
wasn't robotic either because like it sounded like stylistic with it, but like just seeing it just like being on the line so
Yeah.
smoothly, I was like,
Damn.
okay, that's possible. That's I didn't know that. That's cool. So yeah, no, props to you because
No,
that
thank
shit
you.
was impressive. That shit was impressive.
You're actually not the first one to say that either.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, I bet no,
Damn.
because like I noticed, I was like that, like I almost thought something was wrong. I was like, did it read
Damn.
it wrong? Because I was
Yeah.
yeah, no, because like it sounded like I said, it sounded good. It sounded like normal, but like just seeing it on the line for itself was just weird to see.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, no, so working on new music is like
Yes.
is that the number one goal?
Right now, yes. Yeah.
Cool.
And then with dance, I definitely want to go to a lot more classes and try to wiggle my way into some music videos.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. I want to
Yeah.
just start like putting myself out there for real and auditioning for either dance numbers or even acting, like
Yeah.
little short films or commercials, whatever. And then another thing that I kind of want to try is modeling.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that thought until I came out here. I was like, honestly, maybe I should try it. Like,
No,
for
honestly,
fun.
yeah, you
Like,
should get Tahir
yeah,
together and set up
yeah.
like a little like portfolio, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
absolutely, yeah, because I mean, yeah, that could be really nice, just quick money too, because
Yeah.
that's usually like paid for photos. It's usually not like you're waiting on a paycheck
Yeah.
or something like
No,
that.
exactly. He
No, okay,
also
that's cool.
already took like 2 of my Instagram photos, so I was like,
Yeah, no,
He
Tahir's
knows-
filthy
he
with it.
knows
Like
how. Yeah.
seriously, like yeah, no, like I question why he's even doing music most of the time. I'm like, God damn. And then I hear one of his beats, and I'm like, God damn, stop being so good at everything. And he hits you with the, you know, man, I'm just trying to. You're like, God damn it, you're smooth too. What the fuck, bro? No, hello Tahir, he's awesome.
He's so fun.
So dancing and stuff like that. Are you trying to be more in like background dancing in videos and stuff like that, or are you gonna be trying to dance in your videos like more of like, if that makes sense? Are you trying to be in other people's stuff first to get yourself warmed up, or are you gonna try and just do it, like create it as soon as you can?
I think I'm gonna do it at like the same time.
Yeah.
Because I do want to be on other people's where I'm not the forefront.
Yeah.
And just like,
No, because
with a
yeah,
group
some
of
of those are
people,
super
like,
cool. Like
exactly.
it sometimes it takes being a part of a team to make a cooler like idea come together. Because some of the
Exactly.
dance things you see together, it's like there's not one person that's like a forefront. But I guess I use a different word. I've used forefront too many times today.
It's okay.
But someone that's the front and center of attention. Like sometimes like the performances you see, I always love. I guess this is a bad example, but Bop, the music video with the baby.
Yeah.
I fucking love that
That's
music
good.
video so much. But yeah, just like seeing a whole like team perform and dance the way they do is sometimes more special than like, let's say like a Chris Brown just being the only dancer in the room. Like
Exactly.
it's cool in its own ways, but that's a whole different energy.
It really is. And like, just the energy you share between dancers also, you just become so close in that moment because you're literally
Moving as one.
moving as one, and it's all of your emotions put together in one, and you're just like, I don't know, I love dance for that
Yeah, it's one
reason.
of-
It's so good.
Would you compare the feeling or like would you hold one higher of like finding a melody that you really love? Like we said, with those moments where you just pick something up randomly and you run with it and like creation is flowing, and like is that similar to like being in a whole troupe of dance people and like moving as one? Is that like close?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't dance, so I've never experienced that. I'm
It's
really
okay.
awkward at dancing. But also speaking of dancing, festivals and raving and stuff like that.
Yes.
I know that's something that you're really big into. What are some of your
am.
favorite festivals?
My favorite festivals. Okay. EDC, Las Vegas.
Of course, that's
Amazing.
up there. I've never
Yes.
been, but like anyone that knows anything about raves
Honestly,
knows about EDC.
Even if you haven't been to a rave, I feel like EDC is one that you can check out and still have the time of your life
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a whole different world.
Is that one 2 days or 3 days?
3.
3. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
From 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's crazy.
Yeah, I could only
A lot of
imagine.
fun though. And then
Have you only been once?
to EDC,
Yeah.
yes. I'm planning on going this year. I don't know if I am.
It's expensive.
really want
That's the
to.
main reason I don't go to
Yeah.
raves. Is because they're expensive.
For EDC, I think it was like 1,000 or like a little bit over 1,000 just for us to get the hotel and the pass
I
and
think
the
my pockets
ticket.
just
and-
shrunk as you said that.
It's insane. I don't even know how I did that last year. Really don't know how to tell you.
Yeah, no.
And then other favorite festivals.
Well, before we move on from
Yeah.
EDC, what was your favorite like performances you saw there?
Okay, Fred again was.
Oh my God, you saw Fred again. That fucking
Yeah.
hurt so bad. Oh my God. Quick story. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt you,
no, you're
but bro, I did not listen to Fred again for a long time, and then someone convinced me to, and I fucking, like, as soon as I got it, I fucking got it, and I fell in love, and then, like, we were out in Arizona, we moved from Washington, and then we were moving to California, and then he went on tour, and then he didn't come to where we were, and he went to Seattle.
Dang.
That shit hurt so fucking bad.
That's so disappointing.
Anyway, because his last album that he just dropped is like that's literally been my crack cocaine for like the
So
last
good.
month or two. I Adore You, that song, or
Mm-hmm.
Adore You, like that song literally, like, it makes me feel
It
just
hits
so,
something
like,
in you,
every
yeah.
emotion possible. Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
I love that album. Anyways,
Yeah.
saw Fred again. I'm fucking jealous.
I
That's
did see
super
Fred again.
awesome.
And then I would say probably the other favorite set. We made it up to Rail at EDC, and like there are thousands on thousands
Oh
of
yeah,
people.
yeah, I've seen
so
the
it's like
crowds. They're huge.
crazy to even think we like could wiggle our way up there, but we did. And it was for Atlan's set, and it's a heavy dubstep.
Okay.
Very fun. We were just headbanging the whole time.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
if you're at the rail, you better be headbanging. Don't
Mhm.
sit at the rail and just be like, "Wow, this is a great show." No, you
Exactly.
better.
You gotta be
if you
moving.
fought your way up there, you gotta act like you fought your way up there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those were were
Yeah.
those the two favorites though?
And then Subtronics. Subtronics like my all-time favorite DJ.
DJ? Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you like your
So
favorite
good.
DJs, but Subtronics is the
Yeah.
number one.
He's
And
so
what kind of style
good.
is that?
Mostly dubstep. He does in his sets. So he's a dubstep artist, but in his sets he likes to mix in some other stuff. So he'll play
That's cool.
like some upbeat like bass house kind of thing, or he'll throw in rhythm, and then he'll like change into some really bouncy like
Yeah, but then he always
hit-
like does he
yeah.
always kind of just go back to like what he's known
Yeah.
for? Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like
And
he gives you
then-
something new, but also like gives everybody what they're asking for.
Yes. And EDC was actually around the time Not Like Us came out.
Okay.
And he made the most fire remix. And I was going off in the crowd. Like, I have a video of me dancing to it, but you can hear, like, because I wasn't expecting the drop that he was going to play. And you can just see my whole entire facial expression and the way I'm dancing. I'm just like, oh, shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's so funny when you get those moments because like you hear it and then it takes your brain to process and you're literally like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? Like,
Exactly.
no, those are always so great. No,
So
I
much
can't
fun.
imagine going to a festival right around the time Not Like Us dropped.
Yeah.
That probably would have hurt a little bit.
They also played BBL Drizzy at a different set
Hell
as
yeah.
well, so that was also fun.
That song is so fucking catchy in such a like a dumb way. Yeah.
It really is.
Like that, yeah, that
Yeah.
tagline was stuck in my head for like a good 3 weeks.
Mhm.
It's still what song has been I'm a swerving bend that corner. Whoa,
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
That shit has been
yeah.
stuck in my head for a minute. Fucking Leangelo Ball. You did mention that we both went to Crass.
Yes.
So how was that? Because I know, like you said, you're an artist and stuff like that, and you do appreciate having that skills. But was that
Mhm.
like going to your other schools? Just it was a shorter time period where it was like something you're kind of cool with, but like you feel like you could be doing more, or like
Mhm.
did you have that full experience at school where you're just like, oh, I'm immersed in this all the time? I know I keep throwing you like I don't even throw you one question. I throw you two, and then I throw another one right at you.
It's okay. Let's see. I was very immersed in Crass.
Mm-hmm.
It was very different from ASU. Like ASU loved parties. Loved like
Oh yeah, no,
doing
yeah, no.
stuff
That's
like-
the only thing I know really about ASU is it has a
Exactly.
lot of programs and it has a lot of parties. I've heard some. I knew a dude that lived on the campus, and he would come to work and tell us like it would be casual stories to him,
Mhm.
but he would be like, "Yeah, I was just like hanging out or like sleeping the other day, and I heard my window break."
Oh.
And then I walked out and everyone's windows was broken on the street. And we're like, Bro, like that's not like that's a crazy ass story. Like that he's like, yeah, it's just another day in ASU. So yeah, so were you partying hella when you were over there?
Yeah,
Yeah. Not even happily so, just yeah. Sorry, mom.
my freshman year, the whole first semester, I think it was like definitely the first month to 2 months. Me and my roommate, she's my best friend, but we were going out every single night, like weekends, weekdays.
What's
every
that? What's
single
that
night.
main street that has like hella bars on it and stuff?
Mill
Mill Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually haven't experienced it as a 21-year-old, and I'm
Yeah.
really sad about that. But I need to go back and.
Were
do
you
it
able
anyway.
to sneak into any bars while you're out there in college?
I didn't try. No.
Didn't try.
No.
That's smart. That's smart. No. But you turned 21 while you were out in LA, which is another
Yes.
great city to turn 21 in. How was that?
Yes, it was actually really fun. My brother came out to visit me, and then just a few crass students that also
Yeah.
moved out here. I was like, "Come out, let's go party."
That's cool.
Um,
Do you have
yeah,
more siblings or just the one brother?
I have a brother, and I also have a sister.
Okay, cool.
Both older than me.
Both older?
Yes.
Cool. So you're the youngest?
Yes.
Obviously, if
Yeah.
if you have two siblings and they're both older. Are they pretty close to age?
Kind of. I think my sister is 26. Or yeah,
Around there.
26.
No,
I think.
yeah, I feel like that's how siblings tell age. They're like, I think they're something. So, I think-
And then my brother's like 24. Well, he's the same age as the year, so he's 24 right now. But
Okay,
turning
yeah.
25.
So like
Yeah.
my siblings are. I have 3 siblings, and they're all like my oldest sibling I think is about to turn 14 this year.
Dang.
Yes, and the rest are younger than that.
That's wild.
So
I
yeah.
did not know how old they are at all.
So yeah, no, definitely a whole different
Yeah.
system. Did you guys all grow up together?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then do they both stay out in New York still?
Only my sister. My brother moved out to Denver,
Denver.
Colorado.
But that's Colorado still, Denver, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. It wasn't that crazy.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Okay, that's cool. What do they both do? Are they both like are they into the arts like you, or they do something different?
So they're actually both starting to get more into music. My brother just picked up guitar, and like he's starting to try and write little things. And then my sister has been making music for a minute, actually. Not singing, but like all the instruments,
Okay.
drums, and she has like an electric drum kit.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Is she like programming, like
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like is it like
definitely.
electronic music, or is it just...
No, so it's like really smooth, like jazzy R&B,
Mhm.
and then I
it
think
all
she just like
instrumental?
kind of just plays around with her friends, but yes,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's cool.
Yeah, I know she made me one of a song a few years ago, and then I finally recorded it while I was at Crass, and I was
Okay.
like, here you go, finally have
Yeah,
it.
that's
for you.
super cool. No, that's awesome. Yeah, no, hopefully you guys can like have some more projects together,
Mhm.
because I always love finding things like that where like you find out that someone's family member worked on the project with them.
Definitely.
Like I
Exactly.
remember Nas Life's a Bitch. Life's a bitch and you die. That's why we get high. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about? Okay,
yeah.
yeah. The end saxophone is Nas's father.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
I
like a
did
little
not
cool.
know
Yeah,
that.
like
That's actually
I
sick.
always love finding shit like that, because you're always like, oh, this is really cool, and you find out that I was like, he like, because I think the story goes is he went to tell, or like he told his dad, he was like brought him in the studio and was like, just play something that reminds you of us, like of
Yeah.
like the family at home and stuff like that and whatnot. And his dad played that, and so yeah, no, like
Aw.
oh, like so,
Right.
so like when you find out that family members work on albums, that's it's super
Mhm.
cool. Yeah. So what are your if this is not too broad of a question, what are your like big goals as an artist? Obviously, I'm sure you want to tour and do like
Yeah.
your own kind of stuff like that. But
Definitely.
do you want to have like kind of your own cult following, or do you kind of want to be like billboards, like #1? Like what? Like how far do you want to shoot?
I don't know.
Or you just want to see where it takes
yeah,
you?
see where it takes me, but I also like it would be really cool to be those number ones, and I
Mhm.
would love for that. I just I know I have to work a lot harder if that's gonna happen.
No.
Um,
And that's something good to
which
know too.
yeah.
Is like it's what you want to work towards, cuz like
Mm-hmm.
it, not only being realistic with yourself, but like having like cuz yeah, I don't know, like I love making music, but like I don't have that number 1 spot, like I don't
Mm,
have that like if I get it, super cool.
yeah.
But like you said, like it takes a different kind of work
Mm-hmm.
to like, and it's not even just hard work itself, it's understanding how to play the game.
Yeah,
And that's really
definitely.
important, of not just coming up with a song, but coming up with s- certified methods that are going to get you there.
Exactly. And actually, one piece of advice I actually um got from my owner of the studio, he was like, because I told him I wanted to go more on my own
Artist side,
music
yeah.
direction, and he said even for the people who are already like number one artists out there, there's still a 5% chance that their song that they drop is going to do anything. Like, and that's the same exact thing for an artist just starting out. It's like there's so much out there that it's
It's hard to break through.
yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
So you just have to be very consistent and like keep working. It can take up to like 10 years. But like if you don't stop and you keep going towards it, like
Yeah, and it's
you're
always
going to get there.
crazy, like the little things that can be that, like that moment
Mhm.
where it's like you could release songs that you thought should have been great forever, but then like let's say something like TikTok comes out and
Mhm.
one person finds your song and they're like, "Oh, this is cool to put over this video."
Yeah.
And then it blows up
Blows
and you
up.
wake up and you're like an internet sensation.
Yep.
So like it's definitely one of those things where it's like consistency is the biggest thing for any artist or creative at all. Like it's showing up and doing the work so that something gets done.
Exactly.
Cuz yeah, you can't float around with one project your whole life and be proud of it, and like if you really like want to shoot for the moon, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah.
In that aspect. But besides that, is there any like artists and stuff like that that you've met out here, or like that you know about coming up, or not even out here, but just
Mhm.
artists in general that you know that are coming up that you really like, you also want them to rise?
Okay. Bobby Rocket.
Bobby Rocket, okay, shout out
Yes.
Bobby Rocket.
That's her real name too.
That's
It's
dope. That's
sick as
dope.
fuck. um, but she makes some really cool music. It's more hip hop leaning.
Okay.
She kills it. So good. And then another artist I've met out here, the tone of his voice is insane. I've never heard anyone like similar to him. But his name is Drew, Forever Drew on Instagram, but he's so good.
I think I literally just like was listening to the green tea
Mm-hmm.
podcast thing, and I think I didn't even hear the song, but I heard them talking about it. As soon as you said like a
Yeah.
unique voice, I was like, I wonder if it's the same person. Yeah, Drew.
Yes.
So
He's
what is
super
their name
good.
again? Drew.
Drew, yes.
Okay, cool, awesome. How do you spell it?
DRU.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
He's super good. And then I don't know, honestly just follow Night on the Aux because you will get so many incredible talented artists from there. Like everyone that I've met there, there's not a bad song I've heard yet. Like
That's dope.
everyone is so talented.
I know that
It's
was the
like,
funny thing I saw about your video too. Is like the dude was like, I get excited about coming to shit on
Mhm.
songs, and he's like, but then you guys bring me such excellent songs. And you're like, I can't even say
yeah,
anything about
no,
this.
exactly.
What we were talking about, like things to get your not brand, but I guess your songs and stuff up to the billboards and stuff like that. Those kind
Mhm.
of things like that. What is there anything else you personally want to get better at outside the world of like is there anything that you want to do like content wise, or like is there anything you want to do outside that realm but also working for that realm, if that makes sense?
Yes. So definitely want to start making content like a lot of content, either dance videos or just like talking about how I created this, or even just little snippets from the studio, like fun little moments and stuff like that. And then I also, this will be a little bit down the road, but I do want to make a clothing brand that would technically be my merch,
Yeah.
but it's more of a
No,
brand than merch.
Yeah.
And really just like dive into personal styles and all of that. And then also have the same meaning as what I want to do for my music. Like, for me, it's really about just spreading a message out there and letting you know, like, you're not the only person going through this. There's always going to be someone there that's supporting you and that has felt the same way you do. And like I said earlier, like, music has always been a coping thing for me. It's like, music is therapy.
Yeah.
I want to help someone, like, realize they're not alone, and like all of that kind of stuff too.
No, I hear it in your voice when you, every time you talk about dance or music. It's not like you're just talking, like, I keep thinking you're about to like tear up and cry like as you're talking about it. So I love how like emotional you are about this. It's really important. Yeah, I love the sincerity I hear in your voice when you're talking about it. It's not just like, oh, I create music, like you talking like it's a therapy. And like one thing that Tahir did mention, it was like, no matter what was going on in your life, like you could have something just fucking happen, and then like just you would always show up, like even if some shit was going down. No, but you always show up, and so I think that's something that's gonna like come as a big factor in like who you are as an artist too, because like especially going on and what like you want to be a part of such a big world is like, it's not just like, oh, I want to make music on the internet and I live in my own bedroom and stuff like that. You have to go out and you have to deal with like the dance crowds and stuff like that, where it's like you're gonna meet individuals who are just awful people. Like you're gonna be like you're gonna have like tough times in life, but like not just you, but other people vouch for you, like being able to not only withstand it, but stand stronger with it. Like you said, because not only do you come out of it with the experience, but you come out with art usually from the experience as well. So that's gonna be like, I think, a pinnacle in like your career or like artistic vision.
To add off of that, while I was interning, I kind of got dragged out of my creativity, like unwillingly. It would be like, I'd go to the studio, get home super late, and then I'd stay up till like 4 or 5 a.m. just so I have time to either like write over random YouTube beats and just get some ideas out, or just like work on other songs. And that got so exhausting, so I kind of just got really drained, and that's another reason why I was like, I need to actually focus on my artistry, because I feel so out of it at the moment. So it was like, I needed really the time and space to experience life, because that's what makes the best music, experience. Like, you have to go live, and I felt like I wasn't really living, so I was like,
my favorite
have a break.
Favorite Lauryn Hill quote is you got to go to the well to get the water. Is like, it's just, you like, as much as you love being an artist and being in the studio, especially like as you were saying, like it's you unwillingly have that like not creation, but the creative just like energy to come up with stuff, because like you're in the studio, and it's like you're in the studio but you're not in the studio, like you said, and then like you do come home and you do work on art still, but it's not in the aspect of the way you want to, I guess. It's I've been in that same boat where it's like I was, before I started making my own music or went to Krez, I would write, and like I just went back home recently and I went through like 12 notebooks of just lyrics and stuff like that, and like a bunch of them were from when I was a kid. Most of them are awful. Like, most of them are just terrible.
I feel you.
But like there's a lot of them that I wrote with no beat. Like, I just was like, oh, I need to, like, I had nothing at home, but I was like, I'm gonna write just words and stuff like that. And so like, but then when you do that, like you said, where you're like you're not recording, but you're writing to like random things, and you're
Mhm.
picking up all these little projects, and you're doing this and working and trying to stay afloat and all this kind of other crazy stuff, and it becomes so just overwhelming,
Mhm.
but also underwhelming because you're not getting what you want out of it. So it's
Exactly.
so defeating. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to overcome that, because
Yeah.
like some people don't. Like some people
Exactly.
get stuck in that slump, and it happens, but it's always super depressing when you see someone that you know has like such potential,
Mhm.
but like they got caught in that slump, and then it's just maybe one day.
Very true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, it's glad that, or I'm glad that you were able to jump back up after the studio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever find yourself back in a studio, or do you think you're gonna stay out until you're an artist?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I can't really answer that question because, like,
Are you doing anything for work right now out here?
not at the moment,
No.
no. I'm looking to do something, but I kind of wanted a refresher for a minute.
Yeah,
So
reset, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? What was the question?
I was asking
Sorry.
I was asking about dang, I'm the worst person to ask if someone just forgot something. I forget what I'm talking about mid sentences. What's your favorite writing process,
My favorite writing process.
if you have one?
I will say how most of my songs come about. I do like when the beat is created
When
with
you're
me
in the
there.
room?
Yeah, but I'll also work over beats that
Yeah,
I
but
already
it's a different
created.
feeling when you can see how the song's constructed and
It
you
is.
construct it with it. Because not only that, not only can you do so much more with that, but I feel like a good producer can do way more than that. Because like what you guys can build the song together and
Mhm.
how it flows more than just like I got a chorus, I got a verse, let's throw it in real quick.
Exactly. And then it's just like so easy to throw ideas like back and forth
Mhm.
between each other. But yeah, like I'll usually let them do their thing, let the producer do their thing, and then like they'll ask if I'm vibing, I'll be like, yeah, I'm vibing. And then just let them build it out for a minute while I'm also thinking of melodies. I'm
Yeah.
very much melody first.
Which is good. I
Yeah,
think I think
it is.
creating that feeling before you create the words is always important.
Mhm. Yeah, and then like making catchy melodies is also gonna
Yeah.
like get your audience to
Yeah, like
receive
I
it
said,
better. Yeah.
the main things I remember from all the songs are just like
Mhm.
like
No,
it's the melody that
exactly.
you got, and like it just
Yeah.
if you can get that stuck in someone's head, then you
Mhm.
don't even have to have good words. It can just be fucking.
For real. I know.
We said Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang for about a whole summer.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
And that shit was
Hey.
like crazy when that shit dropped. Like
Honestly was.
I actually loved Little Pump before like that song came out, like in an unironic way, and like it's so bad, but it was so good. Like I'm on a molly, I'm on a bean,
Yeah.
I'm on like what was it? D-Rose, D-Rose.
No, he was such a vibe though. And then it was like, everybody wanna be like me.
Yeah,
Ooh yeah.
No, did you hear like his what was it, Rocker Pump?
Is that his newest thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely what he said it was gonna
Interesting.
be.
Yeah.
No, I heard there was another project that like it's not a good project, but I heard really cool sounds on it. What was the project? It was the one that Trippie Redd and MGK did together.
Yeah.
And not an album I would listen to ever, but Trippie Redd's voice for that like genre was really good. Like I was like, if I listen to this genre, like this shit would be crazy. Like hearing this, so no, I Trippie Redd actually I like
Trippie.
I don't listen to a lot of his music on my own personally, but like I hear a lot of his stuff, and I'm like I hear goofy shit that like like every artist has their own thing.
Definitely.
But I've seen Trippie Redd be very versatile. Like so I will say I do like that about him a lot.
Yeah.
And I do know a lot of people who really do fuck with Trippie Redd. Like it's like one of those weird
He's-
cult followings where like
yeah.
if you fuck with Trippie Redd, you fuck with Trippie Redd.
He's solid though. I won't lie. Like his first 2 albums, I love them, and then I still listen to his other stuff, but I just wasn't as drawn in.
I'm trying to remember the like main song I listened to.
Like-
Was it Poles? Big
which one?
14.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember how that shit goes. I just remember the Big 14.
I don't know. He's a vibe though.
No,
he's
yeah.
Definitely a solid
Fucking,
artist.
we were listening to the Topanga song for I'm gonna take you to Topanga.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Boo, boo,
anymore,
boo, you
but
in danger.
yeah.
For real though.
So, before we go,
Mhm.
singles being released. Do you have any singles you could tell us about right now, or are you just kind of like, do you have a set date you're trying to come out with them by, or anything?
Okay. I don't have a set date yet,
No, it's fair.
but I'm kind of aiming for end of January, early February. So it's like coming up
yeah.
really soon.
Yeah.
But don't know exactly when it will come out.
This episode will probably come out in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully around the
Cool.
time this episode
Yes.
drops, there'll be some
I'll have a song out, hopefully.
some good music that will be coming out, and good promotion for it too.
Yes. I don't know which one I'm gonna start with, but I have 2 that are definitely the 2 contenders.
yeah.
One of them is called Purgatory, and then the other one is called Too Far.
Okay.
But they're also like some of the favorite songs that I've written and made to this day.
Is it scary
So-
releasing them then?
Kind of. It's definitely very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'd be more proud of myself for just getting it out there.
Yeah, I think this is gonna feel really good for you once
Exactly.
you get it out there.
Yeah.
Even if they're like, I don't know about you, but like I'll release something and I'll immediately be self-conscious about something about it.
Mhm.
But like getting it out there is special in its own
Yeah.
way, even if it's not something that like you are gonna be the proudest of at the
Mhm.
moment. Like there's a special feeling about completing something and putting
Yes.
it out.
Definitely.
Because like you said, like you can't get caught in that rut of like, even if you are creating a lot, if you don't end up posting anything, then it's
Yeah.
the same thing as just writing all the time and not
Yeah.
recording anything. It's like you're doing the
Exactly,
same thing, just like
exactly.
spending more time on it.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, glad to hear that they're gonna be released soon.
Yes.
And then
definitely.
is there anybody you want to shout out to, non-artist wise, or just people in your life that you appreciate?
Definitely a big shout out to my fam. I love my fam. Kind of ups and downs with them, but I know they got my back till the end. And then, my best friends, Haley and Sydney from Arizona. Love y'all. You are some of my biggest supporters, and I couldn't thank you enough. And then as for production wise, I'm gonna give a shout out to Jonathan Buchanan.
Oh my
because,
god, yes. I need to get him on the show soon.
Yeah.
He will definitely be. It's so funny too, because he's someone that is so talented, and he won't believe it when you tell him.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
I literally asked him about this podcast one time, and I was like, "Hey, will you like? Is this something you'd be interested in?" And he was like, and I was like, I thought he was like, he just didn't want to be on camera type shit.
Fair.
But then I started asking him, and he was like, "Do you think I'm gonna be interesting enough to have on a podcast?" I'm like, "Dog, you're so
Gotta do it.
talented,
Yeah.
and he's one of those like casual talented where it's like you don't like. I mean, not that you don't expect it, but like he will be so calm and casual about something, and like
Yeah.
he'll just meander up to a piano, and then like. And you're like,
For real. And then
like,
he like creates this whole masterpiece, and you're like,
yeah, within
How'd you
like just
do
the
that?
shortest amount of time, and it's like he won't second guess a lot too. I noticed
Mhm.
like he flows really well,
Yes.
and he's one of the few people that when I was at Crass, I fucking was like, damn, I need to keep working harder, because
mhm.
like I was one of the people that everyone would look at me and be like, damn, you're crazy. Like I don't know if you remember how many sessions
Yeah.
I was doing, but they would be
No, I
like,
know.
what are you doing? And then I would be leaving my session, and he would be walking in. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
He was there like 24/7.
Yeah.
He was I went to a ton of his sessions, a lot of Tahir sessions as well. But whenever I had the time to, just like, or I'd walk past Studio B and like Jonathan, his
It's
whole
always so
like
welcoming,
class is
too.
there, and I'm just like, what's good, y'all? And then
Yeah.
we just have a whole session, whether I was like making music myself or even just like sitting in
Yeah,
on
just
the
chilling out, yeah.
moment. Like, it was really cool.
No, so
But
yeah, shout out
he,
Jonathan.
yeah, he has produced many of the songs I have.
Okay,
So,
awesome. Yeah.
So big shout out to him. And
Obviously, you
yeah.
said to hear as well.
yes,
Yeah. All right.
definitely.
Well, thank you for coming out. No, this has been awesome. What'd you think about your first podcast?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So hopefully we'll have
Kinda-
you back,
Yeah.
and hopefully you'll be too busy for us at some point soon, and then you forget about the little people. But we'll.
Hey, I won't forget. Hey,
No,
you're a real one. I'm not gonna forget the real ones ever.
No, we appreciate that. But yeah, no, it was really great to have you. I thank you again for like coming on the show. Seriously.
Of course, anytime.
Well, all right. Thank you for joining us on RZN Presents, episode 3. Shannon Shae. Had a good one, and I'll see y'all next time.
For